problem with immigration, Andrew, is that like illegal immigration, set that aside, that just needs to stop today, end, never again, etc. But in terms of mass immigration, the thing that I think is fair to say is that there are a lot of lies. We are being told that we need these immigrants to boost economic prosperity. That's bullshit. It's not true. Most of them are a net drain, including economically. Sadiq Khan has just openly, blatantly lied about it in the last week on LBC. Just lied, straight up, just a lie, just made up a thing that's not true, claiming that the average skilled immigrant brings in more than a British person. Just not true, just factually untrue. You can go and read, Matt Goodwin did a great breakdown of like how that's misrepresenting the reality, yeah? But at the same time, there has been this great trick going on, which is to say, well, the most important thing in our society is the economy. And everyone tell you, it's the economy, right? The economy is the number one voting issue. It's the most important thing. Okay, what is the economy? The economy is GDP. What happens when you bring in someone who makes 12 grand a year? Well, you've just boosted your GDP by 12 grand. Has that made this country more prosperous? Well, if you look at GDP, technically it's made it GDP higher, but it's not made the country more prosperous, because what we really should be looking at is GDP per capita, per person. In other words, the total amount of money we make divided by the number of people in the country. And our country is not growing. Our GDP per capita is lower today than it was after the financial crisis in 2008.
There seems to be a per capita issue, doesn't it, on many subjects. It's the same in DEI. There are several subjects where the grooming gangs, where the legacy media doesn't seem to understand what per capita means.
Yeah, because a lot of them are not very bright. And the ones that do understand it are not very honest. They want to misrepresent this issue. But this isn't a media thing. I think this is mostly a politician thing, which is if you're a politician and you want to undo the scam, you then have to eat the consequences of that, which is you have to tell people, actually, you're poorer now than you were 20 years ago. And you might be poorer going forward because we're now going to get rid of some of that workforce that we've used to fill gaps at low wages. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when and if reform come in, they're going to have a massive job on their hands. I don't think anyone should be like, I keep saying this to people, including within reform, like this is something you need to think very carefully about, because like we always talk about the American dream and Britain not having a dream, right? Like if the British dream is to deport all the immigrants, right? What do you think people's lives are going to be better the day after you've done that?
No. So,
of course, we have to end the abuse of the immigration system. We have to get numbers manageable. We have to make sure that people aren't coming and doing jobs that are being taken away from British people that otherwise might want to do them. But at the same time, you have to recognize that partly it's a demographic issue. We're just not having enough kids. And partly it's a fake economic growth issue, and no politician wants to admit that.